Oh, it's emotional. It's very.
Catherine Griffith Williams gets choked up while reliving the tough time she went through with her 3 children.
You feel hopeless. You feel like you don't have nothing. Like, it's in a way you feel like you're disappointing your kids.
Her family's living situation was suddenly upended.
Well, I was living with my mom, and me and my mom had I would say, a tumultuous relationship, and she eventually kicked us out.
Catherine and her kids had nowhere to go.
So I was living in my car with my kids where I was working at the hospital. I would just stay there. And since I had the badge in my car, they wouldn't say anything.
She worked hard, but her income couldn't keep up with everyday expenses.
As a single mom with one income, you can't survive off of that. It was a lot of tears. It was a lot of high anxiety.
A type of anxiety David Fennell and his wife Intisar Banks are all too familiar with.
We was homeless, living in our car.
The couple recently moved to Florida with their daughter Angel after finding their dream rental home online.
Was it 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, got a patio?
They sent in first and last month's rent and a security deposit.
It was over $5,000 we could be sent to them.
But this family's dream turned into a nightmare. There was no house.
We was really hurt. We were scammed.
Left broke and homeless, the stress tore the family apart.
At one point, we was about to split, It got to the
Yeah,
point.
we almost separated from this.
No shelter would take in all 3, and David had no choice but to hold a sign on street corners for money.
And I got a reason to do that. I have a daughter. I have a wife. They have no house. That was hell.
2 families on 2 different paths that both led to homelessness.
That was a horrible situation in the street. We never been through anything like that.
It was definitely hard navigating not having no support at all.
It's a struggle that's becoming a reality for more and more families.
We had one day last week, 9 families showed up at our agency. It's overwhelming.
Data shows families with children experiencing homelessness in Florida increased more than 21% from 2022 to 2023. That equals 1,400 additional families on the streets.
It's a critical time for us to step up and help these families in need. Kids should not be sleeping in cars. They should be sleeping in safe, stable housing.
Family Promise's executive director, Kathy Southern, says the rising cost of rent is a major factor.
Right now, rent is just an extreme expense. 2-bedroom, you've got a single parent making minimum wage. They have to work 119 hours a week just to make that happen. That's impossible.
Family Promise helps its clients with rental assistance and other housing and financial programs to get them back on their feet.
It's the right recipe for success. Our families, 95% of them are staying housed for up to 2 years. We've got over 90% that are leaving to positive housing destinations.
In 2023, it assisted close to 300 families with housing and other needs.
But we had to turn away 450.
Higher housing costs mean for some of its crucial programs, the nonprofit's resources are cut in half.
I think the closest measure we have is for one of our housing programs, and we had been serving about 60 or 70 families. And so far this year in 2024, we're only about 35.
I know the services that we have here, and I see the amazing work and the accomplishments of the families, and I want it for everyone. But it's just not enough to go around. That part is heart-wrenching, but we keep working to serve as many as we can.
Case manager Pamela Pinder sees firsthand just how life-changing Family Promise can be for those in need.
The families that we encounter on a daily basis inspire me.
She helped Catherine and her kids get into Family Promise's shelter program, then watched the young mother work hard to get out of it and into a 3-bedroom apartment.
There was a whole bunch of space in the backyard, so now we can plug up the sprinklers and they go outside and play.
Catherine, who's now working for a nonprofit and going to school to become a social worker, says Family Promise gave her the support and motivation she needed to rebuild her life.
It was for you to be able to keep going and to keep having a plan and to work towards your goals. It's for you to keep the momentum up.
She knew that she had the drive that it took to overcome her challenges and what she was going through.
It doesn't happen overnight, but it's possible.
I do not eat green eggs and ham.
Pamela also got Intisar, David, and Angel into a shelter. together as a family. And as a family, they too got out of the shelter and into a home.
They were willing to do whatever it took to succeed. Every resource, every suggestion that was provided to them, they acted on it. Within days of being at the shelter, they both secured full-time employment, and they never stopped. They continued until they met their goals.
Family promise. It was a promise that they made to my family, and I'm sorry. And they looked out for us when nobody else would, and I appreciate that. And I love them. I love it. I love Family Promise.
We know the work we're doing is good. We've just got to rally more support so that we can serve more families.
Grants and federal funding only make up about 50% of Family Promise's annual budget, as it focuses on expanding programs for homeless families and introducing new services for homeless veterans and teens.
For this year and next, the help is critical. It's going to take more money, more effort, more resources.
David and Intisar don't know where they'd be without those resources from Family Promise.
Family Promise was the beacon. We thank y'all.
Catherine says the programs she took advantage of gave her new perspective and direction.
And they give you the tools to fight to get out of poverty. They are the biggest support system I've ever had. I am the proof that they are very beneficial.
It could be any of us that ends up in this situation. So I think we need to truly look at it as not a them problem, it's us. And it takes us to come up with those solutions.
For Catherine, David, and Intisar, the solution was Family Promise and its community of donors who've changed the future of these two families.
I love y'all. Thank y'all. Because if it wasn't for y'all, it would not be no us. And I really, really appreciate it so much.
I definitely appreciate it because this wouldn't have been possible.
They hope that generosity continues so more families like theirs can get the help they need, and no other family will have to be turned away from having a better life.
That money is helping families restore their stability.
To anybody who's thinking about giving a donation to Family Promise, I believe, if you can, it'll be a beautiful thing. You'll be helping a lot of people.